So we got the Super Bowl coming up pretty soon. You got the Chiefs versus the Eagles, and there's still plenty of time to get your snacks ready. However, you don't have as much time if you're trying to create a block pool. And by block pool, I'm talking about the kind where you fill in, everybody fills in their name in a block, and then you draw numbers, and you might issue prizes based on, if you have the right combination of numbers at the end of the quarter. So you're probably already getting invitations to join in those through different groups or whatever. So when I saw those coming out, I decided, you know what? I think that's a good opportunity to make a really cool spreadsheet. Specifically, I want to use a couple functions to automatically generate numbers for, the scores. So I got a spreadsheet that just does just that. And I want to share it with you and talk about how it works. But before we do that, quick disclaimer. So this spreadsheet, I made it, and I'm going to share the link in the community forum on YouTube. And so it's for educational purposes only. If you're going to try to use it to create, a pool and have people, fill it in and do prizes and stuff, I don't know the local rules for gambling and whatever. So if you take it that way, that's on you, and make sure to test it if you're going to use it with other people. That's always good practice if you're going to get scripts from the internet or spreadsheets. And even if you trust me, my spreadsheet shouldn't be treated any differently. So test it and let me know if you find an issue with it when you test it. But what I really want to do is show off that rank and rand functionality. So let's jump into that spreadsheet and we'll talk about how this works. Okay, let's check out the spreadsheet. And before we really get into it, I want to tell you the most important thing about this workbook. So on the formulas tab, you can set the calculation options to one of these three choices. I think usually most people have automatic. I know I do. But the way that the rand function works, it'll change these numbers every single time you enter anything into it. So I set the manual in this worksheet. So the flip side of that is things that you expect to to work automatically don't work automatically, right? So these names that pull from another sheet, they don't update until you hit the F9 key or this little calculator button up here. So just keep that in mind when you're using this. It's if things look kind of jumbled up, just hit that F9 key. And let's go through the rest of the spreadsheet. So basically, this is how it works, right? You enter the home team name here, the away team name here. You've got a bunch of rules if you want to explain things to people using this. The people that will get the final sheet with all the names and the numbers filled in. So you want to put your rules to your pool right here, and we'll show you where that ends up at the end. But on this sheet, all you're doing is filling out the names of all the people in the pool, right? So you see test 3, 4, 5. Let's do test 6, test 7. I just want to demo something real quick. So you see all the names pull through to this sheet, but you'll see that the ones I just entered, test 6 and 7, they didn't pull through. And the reason is because, as I mentioned earlier, you have to calculate them. So now you'll see all the names are updated. So you also probably noticed that the numbers change too. So every time I hit this calculate button, these numbers change. And that was kind of the idea behind the whole pool, is we wanted a way to automatically generate numbers. I know it can be fun pulling them out of a hat or whatever, but I just want to demo it in Excel. The whole purpose of this cool spreadsheet right here. So yeah, let's see where. Oh, cool! This is where the magic stuff happens, right? So these numbers up here, they're derived from the calculations down here, and what you have is the rand function and rank function working in tandem. So the way I have it laid out with all these helper cells, probably could be a little cleaner in the formula, but as far as demo purposes, this totally works, right? So what we have here, we have these make up the numbers across the row, and these make up the numbers across the column. So what's happening here is we're calling the rand function to generate a random number between 0 and 1. And actually, let's see how far this goes out. So what's that, like 9 spaces or something? Anyway, the fact that it pulls the number out so far is actually pretty important, because if we had the exact same number, we might end up with duplicates. But I've never seen one, but they're definitely possible, but very rare. So you should always check. These numbers, that they equal out to 45, or that you have one of every number in here. But anyway, back to the rand and rank to see how those work in tandem. So we've got a random number, 10 random numbers between 0 and 1. Hopefully all different. Odds are they are. Every time you hit that F9 button, you get a different set of random numbers. So that's where rank comes in, and it ranks, right? So using this formula right here, it's going to rank from 1 through 10. It's going to rank these numbers from highest to lowest. And then after it ranks them, it's going to pull, you're basically calling the numbers up here. And there's a little if statement you might notice right here where it says, does the number equal 10? Give it a 0. If not, give it its rank. Because, when you do a pool, there's no 10 block, there's a 0. So basically it's converting the 10s to zeros, and then it's pulling all the other numbers as is. So essentially that's how the rand and rank are working to give you these cool refreshable block numbers. So this basically can replace the whole drawing out of a hat. The hat probably is more fun, but you know what? We're working with Excel here, so yeah, that's what we're doing. So that is how these two formulas, rand and rank, make this really cool spreadsheet. There's also another tab here, this paste and print. And what this is for is if you're afraid that you're gonna rewrite over the whole thing, or accidentally mess up all your numbers, and you want to lock them in place, you just paste them here, and then because basically, let's see. So this right here is where you start your paste, or you start your copy, I should say. And then you just copy it all the way down. And actually, you could probably just, yeah, you see how I have these little markers in the corner? So the paste start, just kind of, you don't want to take the calculations. And then I have the little endpoints on here too. So if you press Control Shift to highlight the whole section, and the arrow keys, you can just paste this whole section over to this paste and print. And then you go to paste start. One thing, very important to paste as values. There you go. So now you have a printable sheet. And like I said in the beginning of this, you should definitely test it out for yourself before you go ahead and use this. There is room for error, right? And especially, I'm giving it totally unlocked. You might change it a little bit, or it might not, do exactly what you wanted. But I hope this really explains the rand and the rank functions, and gives you give you a better understanding of how to use those. So yeah, have fun with the spreadsheet, and let me know what you think in the comments. There's going to be a link. Make sure to subscribe and set the notifications, because I don't want you to miss the link to this document. I'm going to put it in the community forum, so I don't want you to miss that. So yeah, have fun with the spreadsheet and enjoy the game. Thanks.